Hi friends, welcome. I'm Buddy Wagner, your mental health professor. Are you feeling stuck, like you can't get on with your life? If so, you've come to the right place. Today, I want to share with you two powerful strategies for getting unstuck and being able to move on with your life. The first strategy is dissociation. Now, as I use this term, it means that you take a characteristic of yourself or a part of yourself and you place it on an imaginary person. So let me walk you through this exercise. Imagine you're sitting on the 8th or 10th row in a movie theater and you're watching a movie of yourself. But the person on the screen is different from you. As you sit there in your seat, you feel strong and positive and you're confident and you're able to get on with your life. You're able to move through the barriers that hold you back and get on with your life. But as you look at the person on the screen, you realize that person isn't capable of moving on with life. That person is stuck and doesn't know how to get unstuck. That person doesn't have the strength or the courage to move on in life. And so notice the differences between yourself as you sit there in your seat and the person on the screen. Notice how you think different than that person thinks. Your thoughts are different. Notice how you feel different physically, how you feel different emotionally than the person on the screen. And notice how you look different. Maybe your facial expression is different. Maybe the way you hold your body is different. But just notice the differences between yourself as you sit there in your seat feeling confident and courageous and able to get on with your life compared to the person on the screen who is stuck and can't move on with life. And so as you notice those differences, paying very close attention to them, just noticing everything that's different about you from that person on the screen. And if you'll do this exercise over and over, perhaps you'll find in time that you'll be developing that characteristic, that strength that you need to get on with your life. And then the second strategy is association, which is the opposite of disassociation. In association, you draw a characteristic from an imaginary person. You draw what you need to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And so again, let me walk you through this exercise. Imagine you're sitting in a movie theater on the 8th or 10th row watching a movie of yourself. But as you sit there in your seat, you feel weak, you're stuck, you don't know how to get unstuck. You don't have the strength or the courage to move forward. And as you watch the movie of the person on the screen, you realize that that person has the characteristics that person needs to get on with life. That person has the courage and the strength to move through the barriers and to accomplish the goals in the future. And so as you sit there in your seat, unable to move forward, feeling stuck, notice the differences between yourself and the person on the screen. Notice how you think different than that person thinks. Your thoughts are different than the thoughts of that person. Notice how you feel different physically, how you feel different emotionally. And notice the differences between you and the person on the screen in terms of your feelings. And then notice how you look different. Maybe your facial expression is different. Maybe the way you hold your body is different. But just notice all of the ways that you're different from the person on the screen. And as you notice those differences, then float up out of your seat onto the screen so that you're facing the person on the screen. And as you face that person, invite that person to come into you. Bring that person into you so that that person becomes a part of you. So that now you have the characteristic that that person has. You have the characteristics that you need to move on with your life. And practice this over and over until eventually you'll find yourself being able to get unstuck and to move on with your life. Now, you might compare these two exercises and discover that one of the exercises is more powerful than the other. Good. Use that exercise over and over and over until you accomplish your goal. This is Buddy Wagner, your mental health professor, wishing you the best of mental health.